Hi, here's your information for Tuesday in ELA. We did a bell ringer, which if you're joining class late or you were not present for class, you will not have an opportunity to participate in. The first thing I'd like you to do is to please go to Schoology and look in the week folder for November 30th and open the Informational Text Study Guide. This informational text study guide has all of the information that we'll be using or has been taught already in preparation for next week's QSE, which is on Tuesday, December 8th. Okay, will be the QSE. Genre elements covers all of those elements of informational text that you should be familiar with, such as that informational text is based on factual explanations or factual information or explanations, that it provides evidence to support the key ideas of the text, and that it often has text features such as charts and graphs, subheadings. Informational text includes magazines and newspapers, legal documents, essays, and speeches. The key learning elements section of the study guide are those things that we have studied in class, such as text features, text structures and organizational patterns, the author's purpose, and new is point of view, which I am introducing today and we will expand on further later in the week. When we read nonfiction text, we analyze for two particular points of view. In nonfiction, we look at a subjective point of view in which an author includes their personal thoughts, opinions, emotions toward a topic. And you can look for words that are describing that topic or even that person that show a judgment being made by the writer. Media bias is something we hear of frequently in the news these days. Media bias usually happens because a writer or reporter is intentionally or unintentionally taking a subjective point of view and inserting their own feelings toward the object or the person. An objective point of view is when an author presents only the facts and it's unbiased. Therefore, they show no prejudice in favor of or against the topic, the person, or even a group compared to something else. And there is no evidence of any unfairness. While we're looking at point of view, we'll be looking at an author's voice and tone because these influence the point of view. So their use of language and the words that they choose to use can very often indicate to a reader whether or not they are including their opinion on a topic. So you will get more information about point of view and author's voice and tone on Wednesday whenever we read an article in class. Next, I want you to go to Schoology and access the timeline that has been placed there. The timeline looks like this. This is only an example. I'm going to delete this so I can use this one as my example. But you will get your own from Schoology in the folder right where I just showed you. When you open it, it will look like this. There is access to a video on YouTube right here. It is called The History of Video Games.
We just had the most
a very interesting and short video about the history of video games. Throughout the the video, it's going to go through several different video games and how they were developed, and there will be a timeline that appears on the video up here in the corner. You will need to pay particular attention to that. Some students find it helpful during this activity to also turn on closed captioning so they can see the words as they're being spoken by the narrator, this little medium invader guy, on the screen. While you are working, you're going to probably watch this video twice. The first time, just watch it all the way through. Absorb the overall information. The second time you watch, you will want to pause frequently, and you're going to insert text boxes, okay, to keep track of the information. Pre-1960s means any time before the year 1960 will go on this beginning part of the line. Then we go to the 1960s, which is between 1960 and 1969, and you will write information. The timeline takes a curve and kind of comes around here and hits the 1970s. The 1970s includes any time between 1970 and 1979. So in that text box you will show what happened in the development of video games during the 70s. The 1980s includes between 1980 and 1989. You may have to adjust where that's located just a little bit. And then current is where you put your own opinion or feelings about where the status of video games is now. Okay? I'm going to move that back so it stays in place. When you have finished the timeline, you will submit it to this drop box right here. Then you will look at the daily slide for today and make sure that you have completed number 4 and number 5, entering your answers for the author's purpose, text structure, and main idea practice on the Google form in Schoology. That was due today. We worked on it Monday, and we worked on it before the Thanksgiving holiday. Then you should go to No Red Ink and make sure that your writing is the name of the assignment is completed. That is due Thursday. And you can spend the rest of the time, if you have some left, on independent reading or studying for Thursday's spelling bee, which is for on-campus students only. If you have any questions, please email me at palexander1@kleinisd.net. Thank you.